watching over the past 2 nights was very difficult. Me facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret, and I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology.
Dan Schneider, the brilliant but controversial TV producer, has been a powerhouse in the world of children's television for years. He is the mastermind behind iconic Nickelodeon shows such as Drake and Josh, iCarly, and Victorious. Despite his enormous success, troubling rumors about his behavior behind the scenes have been circulating for some time. Recently, revelations from a Secret Service have cast a dark shadow on Schneider's past. This article explores the grim discoveries and their implications. Dan Schneider began his career in the 1980s as an actor but soon found his true passion in producing and writing TV shows. His work at Nickelodeon in the late 1990s and early 2000s made him famous. Schneider's shows were known for their clever humor, vibrant characters, and quirky storylines. He was praised for his ability to engage and entertain a youthful audience. However, rumors about his inappropriate behavior began circulating behind the scenes. The first signs of trouble appeared when former cast and crew members anonymously spoke about strange incidents on set. Many recalled Schneider's obsession with feet, something that often appeared innocuously in his shows but seemed more sinister in reality. There were reports of inappropriate comments and physical interactions, especially with young female actors. Nevertheless, Schneider remained unpunished, largely due to his powerful position and influence in the industry. What the public didn't know was that a secret branch of the Secret Service had been investigating the allegations against Schneider for years. This investigation began after a series of anonymous tips pointed to possible abuse and sexual harassment. The goal was to gather detailed evidence without disrupting ongoing TV productions or arousing suspicion at Nickelodeon. The investigation revealed a shocking pattern of behavior that dates back many years. Schneider would often invite young actors for private auditions and special rehearsals that took place outside of working hours. What initially seemed like professional meetings quickly became uncomfortable and unsafe for those involved. Many young actors reported feeling uneasy with Schneider's physical proximity and suggestive remarks. The Secret Service used advanced surveillance techniques to closely monitor Schneider's activities. They tapped phone calls, tracked his financial transactions, and analyzed his social interactions. These methods revealed that Schneider systematically abused his position of power to manipulate and intimidate young actors. When the Secret Service had gathered sufficient evidence, they approached several victims. What emerged was a chilling story of abuse, manipulation, and fear. Dozens of former child stars and employees shared similar experiences of unwanted physical touching, sexual comments, and harassment. These testimonies painted a picture of Schneider as a predatory figure who used his position of power to satisfy his desires. One of the most disturbing aspects of the investigation was the culture of silence that facilitated Schneider's behavior. Many employees knew of his actions but remained silent for fear of reprisal or loss of their jobs. Some were forced to sign non-disclosure agreements to protect their careers. This culture of silence and fear allowed Schneider to act with impunity for years. When the findings of the investigation finally became public, the public reaction was overwhelming. Fans of Schneider's shows were shocked and outraged. Many former cast members and staff members finally spoke openly about their experiences. Nickelodeon, which until then had remained largely silent, was forced to publicly distance itself from Schneider and immediately terminate his contract. With the revelations also came legal action against Schneider. Several former child stars filed lawsuits alleging abuse and harassment. Although Schneider denied all allegations, the evidence and number of witnesses was overwhelming. The legal proceedings were long and painful, but they finally offered a chance for justice for the victims. The image of Dan Schneider, once a respected and beloved TV producer, was irreparably damaged. His shows, which had once been the cornerstone of Nickelodeon, were now viewed through a lens of mistrust and disgust. Fans recognized the subtle signs of his obsessions in the programming, and what once seemed innocent and funny now appeared sinister and disturbing. The revelations surrounding Dan Schneider mark an important turning point in the entertainment industry, particularly in the protection of young talents. Production companies have implemented stricter guidelines and protocols to ensure the well-being of child actors. This scandal has sparked a broader discussion about abuse of power in Hollywood and led to greater accountability and transparency within the sector. For Schneider's victims, the path to recovery is long and difficult. Many are trying to rebuild their lives and continue their careers, now with the knowledge that their stories have finally been heard. The public acknowledgement of their experiences and the justice they are finally receiving provide a measure of closure, although the scars will always remain. Nickelodeon, the network that once thrived thanks to Schneider's creations, has been forced to thoroughly reassess its approach and policies. They have implemented new measures to ensure that such misconduct never happens again. This includes stricter screening processes for producers and a safer working environment for all actors and crew members. The story of Dan Schneider's dark past, uncovered by the Secret Service, serves as a powerful reminder of the dangers of power abuse and the need for constant vigilance. As the entertainment industry slowly reforms and grows, the hope remains that such misconduct will never go unnoticed again. The scandals surrounding Schneider serve as both a warning and a catalyst for lasting change in a sector that is now more accountable to its youngest and most vulnerable members than ever before. The revelations not only shed a shocking light on the dark practices of an influential producer but also sparked a broader discussion about ethics and responsibility in the entertainment industry. While the scandals of the past continue to haunt us, we can only hope that the lessons learned from them will lead to a safer and more just future for all involved. The exposure of Dan Schneider's misconduct has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, forever altering the landscape of children's television. As Nickelodeon and other networks take decisive steps to safeguard their young talents, the lessons learned from this dark chapter serve as a guiding light for a more transparent and accountable future. While the scars of the past will never fully fade, the courage of the victims and the industry's commitment to change inspire hope for a safer and more ethical environment. As we close this chapter on the dark revelations surrounding Dan Schneider, it's clear that the entertainment industry has reached a critical turning point. Nickelodeon and other networks are now taking necessary steps to ensure the safety and well-being of young talents, sparking hope for a more transparent and accountable future. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on the latest in entertainment news and industry updates.